Hey friends, it's Colleen,
This is Margaret.
and we're
the cousins weird.
weird. It's always weird when we are not together and we're trying to
Yes.
do this because it is a delay. So we try to say at the same time, but it never works out.
Never. Nope.
Hi, friends.
I was the one who was sick this last weekend. So, yeah. That's why we didn't have a live and why there was no episode this week, because I had so bad sinus pressure that I couldn't read to take notes, and even still I can't print. I'm trying to read stuff, my eyes go blurry. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Just from the pressure
Yeah.
sinuses. It's awful.
Sinuses are awful.
It really is.
So we're virtual together so we could record this week because, we're both busy ladies. So trying to get together, it's hard.
It really
And we don't
is.
live, if we lived, maybe if we were like neighbors, it'd be easier. We should probably plan that out better.
I know, really. But yeah, I have kids that have school tomorrow, so that's really what it is. You know what I mean? Like, my husband works like Wednesday, through Friday. He works till 7 o'clock, so I have to be home to feed the children and get them bathed and changed, and not that they're babies, but they're school age, so they
Well, they're
need
young enough that they need all that done. Yeah.
yes, need to get fed and taken care of in general.
Fed and watered.
I can't just throw them in a kennel with a bowl of food.
Yeah,
They frown
you can't
upon
do it.
that.
My dogs are bad enough that I can't do that with them either. All I do is bark. Drive me nuts. I just had to so we could record this. I had to go put the Olympics on for the dogs so they would count down.
Oh my god.
So they wouldn't bark.
I didn't see it, but I saw people talking about it online where that one guy, it was a French figure skater, had a costume reminiscent of Darth Vader and skated to the Imperial March.
Yeah.
That is freaking awesome.
I'm a big figure skating geek. I've always been obsessed with figure skating and I love it. And yes, I did see it.
You used to figure skate.
I did, very
Yep.
briefly. Little Colleen really wanted to be a figure skater, but and everyone was very sweet and let me take lessons. But really, little Colleen and big Colleen should have been a hockey player. There's nothing figure skating about me. I'm not.
You're very tall.
I'm tall. I'm chunky. I've always been chunky. I could knock a person over quick though. I could do that, and someone should have told me and got me in that. That could be a whole thing for me. But
I loved that as a kid.
I know, and I love hockey. I love anything on skates. So, but little Colleen really wanted to be a figure skater. So my inner child is gleeful when the Olympics are on. And I love the Winter Olympics for some reason. Just love them, especially the skating. I watch the hockey. I watch the figure skating. I like the luge. That's kind of fun too.
Yeah, because you're going so fast in the bobsled. That's kind of fun.
Bobsled's cool, and ski jumping's kind of cool. I really just like Winter Olympics. I think they're fun, but to be a figure skater, I get like giddy like a little kid and I clap at home. It's ridiculous. But we're going into terrible trends. This is our episode number 5, Margaret.
Yay!
Episode 5. Okay, so this one is something. It's just okay. I just got to talk about it because I don't even
I'm
know
excited.
how to describe it. This one is titled "The Wandering Womb."
Oh no!
Yes, that's right. Womb, like your uterus.
Oh jeez.
Ancient physicians were obsessed with a woman's womb. They're obsessed with it, like ancient Greece. They felt that it was why women were so different from men, and mentally and physically. They just thought that it was because of this crazy womb they got going on inside of them. During ancient Greece, the worst thing that could happen for a woman is that her womb would spontaneously wander around her abdominal cavity.
Wow.
Yeah, just start moving about. Plato and Hippocrates. That's right? Hippocrates? Is that how you say it?
Hippocrates.
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 But is it Hippocrates? How do you say that?
Hippocrates, yeah.
Okay, I'm saying it right. You know how I can't talk, so I always have to double check. They actually really were big. They talked about this at length about the wandering womb and its effects on women. There was a physician named
Because your womb,
Arotacius.
it gets bored and it's just got a like
Yeah,
case inside you.
yeah. There was a physician. His name was Arotacius. I think I can't read my own handwriting because that's bad. Considered the womb as an animal with inside an animal, an organ that moved of itself hither, thither in the flanks. The movement would cause various maladies in women. If the womb moved up, it caused sluggishness, lack of strength, and vertigo. Margaret, maybe that's your problem.
Oh, it must be.
If it went down, there would be a strong sense of choking, which is weird that it's not in your throat, it's down. Loss of speech and sensibility, and possibly even sudden death. You just drop dead because your womb went down. Now, never fear, Margaret.
They come in her house and she's laying down. Her womb moved down.
No, there was her womb and went down. So never fear. There is a cure for this. One of the things that they felt was a weakness for the womb, they really like to smell nice things.
Oh God.
So it would move towards that, and it would move away from bad smell. So I think what they thought was that the vagina, if it didn't smell nice, the womb would move because it didn't like the smell of it.
Itself.
They're jerks. So in order to cure that, one of the things they would do with the wandering womb was to apply fragrant smells in the vagina. Because that's good for it.
Yes.
That keeps that pH balance real nice. It would draw it right down to where it was supposed to be, away from the upper body. Or they sometimes would have a woman smell something bad, and it would force it away from the bad smell.
Is she smelling these things with her nose or with her vagina?
Her nose. She smell it from the top to get. They want it to go down towards the vagina, so they need that to smell nice. They don't want bad smell.
Okay.
They felt that the womb was the reason for all the women's wild ways and their weaknesses, and thought how they control men was through their womb. So.
Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense.
Aristotle, that was the Greek that felt that. Aristotle even said that a woman was a deformed and mutilated man. That what's going on downstairs in a woman was not right. And of course they liked it when they wanted it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They must like deformed and mutilated things.
Apparently they do.
Apparently.
And really, it really was a way to control women. I mean, that's the goal of everything in history, is how we can control women.
Yeah.
Because they're better than us, and what can we do to keep them down? So one of the things they decided was a great cure for a woman's to prevent a wandering womb, was to be pregnant as much as possible.
Of course.
Just keep having babies, ladies.
Keep that womb full, and it won't
keep
move.
it occupied. Oh, and another thing that would stop this from happening was this prescription of consistent sex. Just keep having sex and having babies. Yeah. The womb will be happy, and it will stay where it's supposed to be, which makes perfect sense.
It's a terrible, terrible inconvenience for your significant other to have to keep having sex with you and making you pregnant.
Yeah. So, and then
but they'll do it just for you.
Just for you. It's your protection, women, to keep having sex with your husband, so that your womb won't travel upward and you'll lose sensibility, or pass out or something. I don't know. This knowledge was brought to Italy in the 12th century. I say knowledge with air quotes. And they also would, the scent therapy was big there, but they also said sneezing could put the uterus or womb back into place. Okay. So smelling things would make them sneeze, and then the uterus would go where it's supposed to go. And by the 1500s, women's wombs were not wandering much anymore. They decided not to wander. Just
yeah,
stop.
they lost the wanderlust.
Yes, they didn't have that anymore. So it was still to blame for women being irrational.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Rational females.
Yes. And over the next 1,000 years, like the womb explains less of physical ailments in a woman, but more of their psychological problems, because we're all not hysterical because we got a uterus. You know how that works.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Just
for
how it
sure.
is. So leading to the whole female hysteria thing in the 19th century, how women are hysterical. Oh, she's lost her mind just because she's hysterical. You know how they always thought there was a lot of hysteria around women, and
yeah.
and they were blaming the womb for it. Like, it's not her brain, it's not you because you're an asshole, or you cheated on her, or you're making her wear a corset all the time. No, 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 no. They felt that it was the womb doing all this.
It's because they were squeezing the womb too hard with the damn corset.
Yes. And it's funny that the Greek word for womb is actually hysterion. So they took that word, a hysterectomy, and then they hooked hysteria from the word, the Greek word hysteria. So everything basically is the Greek's fault when it comes to womb men's issues with womb. Like, that was their fault. But during the 19th century, when they felt women were, suffering from hysteria, which was a womb condition, they would use hypnosis to try to do it. Vibrating devices, yes.
Oh yes.
Just what you think.
Uh-huh.
And they also like to blast women's abdomens with jets of hard pressured water.
What?
Blast them with that water, that'll cure it.
What year was this?
This is in the 19th century.
Nice.
So I don't know exactly. I don't have the exact dates, but it definitely was the 19th century. So think about all those Victorian women that would like pass out they'd fall fainting couches.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't those corsets that were and they couldn't breathe. That wasn't the problem. It was their womb. And they would use the term of she's got a touch of the vapors.
Oh
That
yes.
term. Okay, well, let's think back of why they would say that when they said that the womb didn't like bad smell. So they would say the woman has a touch of the vapors. That's why she fell over, because her womb moved upward away from the smell.
Oh my God.
So they're basically saying they had stinky vaginas. That's what they
It was stung so bad she passed out. Like,
so they had to give her smelling salt, right? To wake them up. They gave them smelling, which smelled bad, because the smell of the salts would push it. So in Victorian times, still from ancient Greece to Victorian era, the whole smelling therapy for women,
they would
and
burn
the
feathers
whole
too. They would burn feathers to wake people
a
up
bad
from a
smell.
faint. Yep.
And it all has
okay. So why does that wake up men too? They don't have a uterus. So why do smelling salts work on a man? How is their uterus isn't moving? They don't have one.
I don't know.
I know.
Maybe they thought they really were women. Maybe they were fake. I don't know.
If they fainted, they must be then, right?
Yeah. It wasn't until Sigmund Freud, which wasn't that long ago, said that men can be hysterical as well. And he talked about his Oedipus complex. And he said that also made clear psychological disorders come from the brain, he said, not the womb. So it took until Sigmund Freud came out and